morning, guys. Please excuse the loud ducks. Everybody's hungry. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about strange eggs. One of the strangest thing about eggs is you can have all kinds of weird little things happen. Soft eggs, hard eggs, eggs that have weird rings around it, eggs that have spots on it, eggs that look like they're wrapped by another egg. Things can go awry, you name it, it can happen. Now, soft eggs. Let's talk about that for a second. If you're having soft eggs, your chickens are not getting enough calcium. They have that problem because either there's not enough calcium in their food or there's not enough protein either. So it's important to have that calcium. Here on our homestead, we have ducks, chickens, and turkeys. Turkeys are female, our ducks, some of them are female, and chickens. All of these guys lay eggs, and sometimes we get some pretty strange eggs. Soft eggs is one of the things that we get, that we have got in the past. We haven't seen any of those for a long time. And soft eggs are just usually either it's a new layer, it's a chicken that's not getting enough calcium because they need that calcium and also protein to build that outer shell nice and hard. Small eggs is another thing that you will see in a flock, like really small eggs, like, you know, like half the size or a quarter of the size. Usually those eggs don't have yolk in them, and they're called a fairy egg. What happens is that opportunity to get into the shell of that egg, and that's why you get those. And sometimes you'll get a smaller egg. I don't know what causes that, but it will still have a yolk in it. I had one of those just the other day. One of the other things that you can get is too much calcium in their diet can cause either a ring around the egg or you'll get specks on your eggs. That's what is very often seen when you buy layer food. Eggs. Big eggs are usually called by twins, double yolker, if you will. Either that or it's just got too much white in there. Bloody eggs are usually caused by just either a young chicken, like these guys have had a couple bloody eggs. They just started laying, so we're seeing some of that. In the winter, some of the things that that make your chickens stop laying is lack of protein, lack of light, wet feet. So if it's been raining a whole lot, chickens don't like to have wet feet, and cold weather. So if your chickens are not comfortable, they're gonna lay less. So no matter what time of year it is. If there was a storm that night, if there was, if they were scared in any way. When there's been predator attacks, there's almost no eggs. Those are some of the things that can cause those things to happen. Lack of light is something that happens in the winter, and I don't care how old your chickens are, they are gonna have issues laying. So adding a light to their winter, because they need at least 12 hours of light to be wanting to lay eggs. For no eggs, light, also age. Now, if your chickens, my chickens, the red ones, the black one back there, the white one, those chickens are 3 years old this year. So they are really coming down on how many eggs they lay a year. That is natural. You're not going to fix that. The only way you're going to fix that is get rid of those chickens and get younger chickens like these Brahmas right here. So chickens often need to be replaced. If you want full production of your chickens every year, they need to be replaced every 2 years. Full production is at 2 years. The best time to use an egg for hatching out new eggs is at their second year. Their second year is when a lot of the bugs have been worked out. Their new bodies have worked out the bugs of, anything that can go wrong usually is within that first year. So by the second year, they've worked that out, and you got a better egg to be used as a fertilized egg for the next year. The rooster has nothing to do with egg production. In fact, he can hinder egg production because he can stress out the ladies. Our best chicken for egg production is not necessarily his girlfriend that he's kind of chose. So that really has nothing to do. All the other chickens that he kind of leaves alone because he has a girlfriend that he follows around everywhere, they actually lay more than the chicken that he always is on top of. So that's not necessarily why they may be laying eggs or not laying eggs. But that's about it. The worst thing I've seen as far as strangeness is just a really soft egg. And when I've seen that is, there was one time where it was just a new layer, and there was another time where I switched all our food over to meat bird food because I had meat birds, and so it's just easier to order one food and it has enough protein in it. But if you do that, you have to feed the flock their eggshells back because that's where they need that protein. Grit has nothing to do with egg laying production. That just helps them process their food. But that's about it. Strange eggs can happen all the time. If you have brand new chickens and you're laying brand new chicken eggs, or you got new layers like this one right in front of me right here next to the turkey, that's where most strange eggs come from, when you have that brand new layer. So just be patient and wait until they get into their full egg production. I actually prefer ducks over chickens because they lay longer. They don't hit their height of production where they have a drop off until after 5 years. So plus their manure is better for the garden than chicken manure. So these guys have been fantastic though. We get plenty of eggs. Let's go get some. They probably have maybe only laid a couple of eggs this morning. And also one of the things that you want to look for, usually when you're shopping for your babies, chickens is they will have on the tag how many eggs you can expect from the chickens. These girls are starting to lose their feathers again. That's another thing that can halt egg production is feather loss. Chickens go through it every year, molting, and in that process is, you can see all over my area here, everybody's losing their feathers. It's kind of early, but between August and it's usually fall that chickens will not lay eggs. And so now another thing that you can see is we only have one egg. It's pretty early. This egg is from a Jersey Giant, so it's a large egg. Chickens, depending on your schedule, are laying eggs. Look at the stress in your flock as well. That's one thing to look for. Is there a lot of stress? Our younger chickens do not lay consistently because they are getting pressure from the older chickens. And so if you get an original batch and then you start adding younger chickens, they can fight a lot, and that can mess with egg production too. So age, weather. Another thing that can cause egg problems is the food. One of the other problems we've had is we tried to switch to soy-free food at one time. So that's just switching out the protein, and for some reason that really changed the production of our eggs. It slowed it down to almost zero. We also had an issue with bad straw. We had straw that all straw is sprayed, especially if it's wheat straw. It's sprayed with chemicals, Roundup, and that's how they kill it so they can bring it in. So if you're getting, we had our chickens stop laying for almost a whole 8 months because of the straw that they ate. It wasn't until late spring that they started laying again. So that is a factor. If you got to really watch what you're bringing into your homestead to make bedding for your chickens. So now I just use pine in their got a lot of straw to put in the pig pen, and I was like, well, why don't I just use this for our chickens too? But our chickens ate the wheat seed in the straw, and they didn't lay for 8 months. So there's all kind of factors that can go into it. So question what you're bringing into your homestead, what kind of food you're bringing into your homestead. Look at the calcium rates if they're not having hard shells. Look at the protein rates if they're not laying enough. And that's just the way to do it. You got to really, really look at the factors. So changing the protein that's in the eggs can change things too. I wanted soy-free because it's just something that I was trying to avoid, and it caused an egg shortage for about 3 months. So it didn't stop it altogether, but it definitely slowed it down. And that's when the chickens were only a year old, and they should have been laying every day. Now also, check the kind of chickens you have. Rhode Island Reds are prolific layers. These Brahmas lay probably 60 less eggs than our Rhode Island Reds. Each chicken is going to have a number on it when you go to the store and you're picking out your baby chicks. They're going to have a number. If not, look it up on Google. Google that breed and see how many eggs they lay a year. So you may think that a chicken's gonna lay an egg every day. Not every chicken, no chicken lays an egg every day, including the Rhode Island Reds and stuff like that. So really look into that. It's not going to be perfect. So feed can cause it, most likely feed. Stress can cause egg problems. It can also cause interesting things. Age of your chicken. Remember, the prime age for your chicken is 2 years, and after that they really die off on laying eggs. Yeah, stress. Anyways, God bless you guys. We'll see you next time here on Hedgehog's Homestead. Bye.